let us know who we got in the Chicago Wave today.
Lil Jaydoe, TrenchMobb. We up in here with Chicago Wave.
Lil Jaydoe, TrenchMobb. How's you? Lil Jaydoe representing TrenchMobb. How is you feeling?
I'm feeling good. I'm feeling. I'm in a good space. I'm feeling great.
Yeah, it's March of 2025, and right now I'm starting the year off different, and you're making a history as far as the way we're coming on the interviews and everything. Now, I've been told a lot of things that's been crazy, but one thing I also found crazy is, like, from what I've been told, Hispanic rappers do not get a lot of recognition from media pages and everything. And when I reflected on myself, there's only one Hispanic artist that I have interviewed, and that was in 2023. Menace Escobar, salute to bro. But ever since then, I have yet to have gone around, more other artists of the same heritage, and I don't mind that. But for some reason, they feel like they're hesitant. So for you to step up, and for you to be a Chicago legend representative stepping up for it, it's a blessing. And on top of it, I hope it opens doors, and I hope it makes people realize that it's never been a race issue. It's just that we reach out. There's nothing wrong with reaching out.
I think it's no other besides, like who you said, and I would say LV and TrenchMobb. It's really not been that I know of big Hispanic artists, at least in Chicago. Right. I know like in Texas they got a decent amount. In LA they got a decent amount, but like in Chicago it's just never been anybody that made it to that
mainstream.
No, I wouldn't even say mainstream. I'd say mainstream, but like more. Like in the middle, it's different. I got different levels. It's like you just started. You just started. And then it's that like you got some clouds up there, and then it's like big like Durk.
In the mainstream.
Yeah, so like I don't think personally, I don't look at it like we was on that mainstream, because the mainstream is like Durk, like JR007, Polo, them the big artists.
Right.
We up there, but we ain't there yet,
Yeah, and I believe we can make a change to that. It's just that I feel like. Me personally, and not just what I feel like on my part, I feel like we can do a better job highlighting certain things that other people may not be noticing when it comes to music. So
it's a big, at least, like I said, from what I can just speak on what I see in Chicago, it's a huge like Hispanic wave of like rappers, and a lot of them is cold. Like,
and I think I highlight, like last year, I made 2 different hot posts highlighting Hispanic artists as well, and you were one of them. Mm-hmm. And I don't know if you've probably seen that, but.
I probably did.
Yeah, but it was a long list of talent that's probably been unrecognized or may have heard of, but just like you said, not Durk level,
Right.
And hopefully we're gonna get to that point. But now we're gonna get it all crap. You could have been on DJU, 16 Shot on Corporate Media Cartel, fucking Dre Truth Teller, Witty Apparatus, anywhere else in the world, but you fucking with the way today, and I appreciate you for that.
I appreciate you.
Yep.
Y'all for having me.
Yeah, for sure. And now we're gonna go over it all. Now, let's get it all cracking. And everybody who's aware of you is very aware that you are a representative of Chicago. However, there is still a certain few that may not know the whole story. And that's where we got to take it back to the roots. From Chicago you are from, but what side of the city?
The west side. Austin area.
All right, 290 in the building. What's up? Last year I've been hearing, ever since I started vlogging, I've been hearing from 290 artists that they feel like they've been overlooked due to out south artists having the main notoriety, and they feel like they don't get looked at as much. But recently, I've been talking to nothing but out west artists, so just the fact that you're another addition is beautiful. But let's talk about it. Growing up in out west in Austin, specifically, what's it like growing up over there?
I mean, growing up, it wasn't how it is now. Shit, like
you make it sound like shit that went bad.
No, shit, like I feel like when we was growing up, it was cool. Like you could walk around, you could do stuff. Okay. Like I remember, like for us specifically, my area, we'd be all through the hood, like Columbus, going around all through the alleys, everything. But now it's like, you feel me? I feel like all the shorties is different. Like, don't get me wrong, like we was different, but they different, if you know what I mean. Like the shorties now is just doing shit and they bold with it. Like we was doing shit and trying to be slick with it. You feel me? Like we was taking like let's say you taking cars, right? Right. I'll just give you an example. If you taking cars,
steam recession.
Yeah, like we was doing it and trying not to get caught. They doing it and letting the police get behind them and like doing it for fun. You feel me? Like, and it's cool. Like, but I just feel like they both. No, I'm just saying like it's cool. If that's what they own, that's cool. But like they just so bold with it. I feel like it's two different like waves of growing up now. Like for us, we could go do stuff. I feel like it ain't get bad till we were like 15, 16, 17. That's when it started getting like crucial. You feel me? But growing up, it was cool. We was chilling. Like I remember walking through the hood when we was younger. Like you feel me? I ain't walking through the hood. Like I ain't going from Austin all the way to Laramie.
Yeah. Too much of a walk for you?
Hell yeah.
All right, bet. Well then, let's talk about this then. When it comes down to the overall topic of Outwest overall, what would you say is the best part of it?
Wait, repeat what you mean?
What's the best part of Outwest? Like let's say a tourist coming to Chicago, right? And they happen to hit 290. What's the one place you would recommend them go?
It's nothing to do. Like it's for a tourist. It's nothing. Even out south. Like what would you? If you from out south and it's a tourist coming, like what could is nothing?
Okay, I am from out south, and as an out south native, I would recommend everybody who's a tourist to go down to the skating rink that that's what the fuck that shit at? That's an aggressive area though, but I know it is. It's the Martin Luther King skating rink. You can Google it, you'll know where it's at. I didn't memorize the address. I just know to go over there.
We don't see, at least that I know of out west. We don't got nothing like that. We don't got no skating rink. We don't got no.
Okay, what about restaurants?
JJ's.
All right, there we go.
If you're a tourist, JJ's.
Okay, JJ's.
That would be the only recommendation in my.
What about Uncle Remus?
Uncle Remus decent. I like JJ's.
Okay,
personally.
All right, man. All right. I thought we were about to have an Uncle Remus and Hero debate just now. You call that though. All right, man. And I love JJ's. I go to JJ's a lot. I can tell you that.
Other than that, it's not a place I would recommend for tourists.
Okay, well, as far as you, what was your one kicking spot out west? You had to have a kicking spot. You got to have at least that.
Austin and Madison.
Okay, besides the blocks,
all the way, yeah, like the hood, like that was our, or I'll say the hood was the kicking spot, right? But we'll go all over. We used to get on the train, go all the way downtown, and just be downtown all day. But that's what I mean. When you said how was it growing up, we used to be able to do that type of shit.
Right.
Like people not doing that now, at least that I know of. You feel me? Like it just not. I don't know when it stopped, but it's just not a thing no more that I know of.
Okay, well. For me, I'm always say walking down. I'm always recommend downtown just because that's the most beautiful part of the city. If you ask me,
yeah.
And on top of that, it's activities such as the Navy Pier, the AMC theaters, that Chicago theater, all type of shit, you know. But all right, though. Now let's talk about this though. How was school life for you though?
School, I wasn't bad. I was bad in school, but not. I'm smart, but okay. I was just bad in school. So, but I did decent though. Right. School wasn't like an issue. I just had a problem staying in class. I'd get kicked out all the time.
All right.
But other than that, I like a B average, B minus maybe.
All right, but that's what's up. You know, a lot of people don't like talking about their schools and everything because they always speak on dropping out of school.
School is good. Stay in school.
Yes.
School is good.
It's mad.
It's not cool to be stupid. Like, you hear me?
Say that louder for the idiots in my comment section.
It's cool to be stupid. Like, I don't know where they got this idea. Or people got this idea that like being stupid is cool, or like failing in school is cool.
Yes, man.
The only reason you should be failing in school is if you're not going to school. That's like,
and that's something that we wouldn't even recommend.
Right.
You to. Yeah, and that's another thing. VonOff1700 he went on Twitch with another Twitch streamer and. He was telling Von was talking about how he had a dip school and everything because you know what he had going on, and then the streamer trying to make it seem like I thought that was still cool too. That's what's up. No. Then he talking about yo as a dumb goofy because why you just acting like it's cool dropping out of school?
Like certain things like if you got shit going on where you can't go to school or you don't want to go to school for that reason, that's different.
That's a different story.
That's just like different situation.
Safety for yourself and safety for others.
If you able to go to school and you just don't go because you want to be done or because you think it's cool, that shit is stupid.
Right. So but did you ever deal with school banging growing up? Because I did research on rappers, right? And Take Capone said something that I've never heard before. And he said before it was gang banging, it was school banging, meaning my school into with your school type shit. And it was little school rivalries and shit.
I feel like it was like that, but that was like on a I feel like when I was growing up here,
right.
Like it was a different, I ain't gonna say different world, but like we was able to do shit. You hear me? Like for example, in 2020 whatever, back when we was all in school.
Okay, let's say 2009. Just be on the safe side.
That's far. I was let's say 2014 or
2013, 2014.
Like when Chief Keef first started coming out. Outwest was cool. Like Outwest was known for getting money.
Yeah,
they was bopping. Like I wasn't bopping, but you know.
Come on, man.
I can't dance. I ain't got a rhythm bone in my body.
So you can't do the chemo step or the Dito step, man.
Hell no. I can't dance. But
okay.
Out West was bopping and getting money. That's what it was known. That was what was known in Chicago.
Yeah.
Out South was at the time super hot because of Chief Keef, Lil Durk, the whole beat going. You feel me?
Right.
So like that was where I could understand that shit going on a lot more than out here. People was getting into it out here, but it wasn't like that. You feel me? Like at least in stuff that I saw. You feel me? At that time, it wasn't like you feel me. People was going to school shooting at each other back then. You feel me? So like
they ain't never had like no sports tournaments, like competition based on basketball, football.
Yeah, but like I mean, but it wasn't like banging though. You feel me? Like what I consider it is like if you into it, y'all shooting at each other, like a little fight or something like that. That's not really like. I mean, you feel me? If you fight, it's a dude and a dude and y'all fight, just fight and get it over with. You feel me? But like it's not really an op. You feel me? That's not nothing major to me. It's a fight.
Yeah, when I talk to other artists about it, they always talk about how it was like, oh, you go to Dunbar, like let's say you go to Hyde Park and there's one person go to Dunbar, you will fight him just because he's Dunbar.
Yeah, no, but that's what I'm saying. Like, but to me, that's not really like banging. You feel me? Like y'all just fighting. You feel me? Over some like fighting is fighting. Like if we
fighting, don't consider it. We kind of
that's just me. Like okay, you know, because think about it. If you feel me, you fighting somebody, that's just a fight. Like it's nothing. We just threw hands and call it a day. But like now it's different when it get to the point where like motherfuckers stomping each other head in and you feel me? But like if you one-on-one y'all fight, that's really not an op to me. In my eyes, it's just a fight.
I bet. And I could agree. I could agree because ain't nothing wrong with it. Ain't nothing wrong with it.
Because gang banging, if you gang banging y'all into it, y'all shooting at each other.
Yeah.
Y'all trying to kill each other.
It gets deep. It gets deep when it's on that.
Banging is, to me, fighting is not. It's just a fight. Y'all have differences or whatever the case may be. And y'all got down.
For shit show. And any final remarks about growing up out west and the school, attending schools anyway?
No. Anything we went over all.
I bet. And we gonna take it as far as with the music as far as you. So TrenchMobb overall. Now first off, that is no matter without a doubt an iconic group in Chicago. I mean, Chicago should tell you that. And around the time it was songs like Check That did 100,000 views. And that song still gets played to this day, along with other songs that y'all got. And overall, I still somehow feel like it's not enough credit given. Would you agree?
So I think I be commenting still on people's stuff when they talk about Hispanic artists, just because, not even for myself, but for JR, that I personally feel like in Chicago, it was a time where before I was like really, really into the rapping. Like I was rapping, but I wasn't on that, you feel me, like big level. Not big level, you know what I mean though. Yeah. Like it's different levels, you feel me? And JR was at a point where like everything he did, the Hispanic community wanted to be like him. So I be, this is my opinion, in my eyes, I compare it to like, in Chicago, I compare it to the Chief Keef movement out south, right?
All right.
In Chicago though. Because obviously we not global on that level, but in Chicago, like at that time, 5-6 years ago, like you go to Morton, you go to any school that's dominantly Hispanic, they wanted JR there. You feel me? Like it was all JR. They love JR. So
you would say JR is like the pioneer for the Hispanic community with the music.
Yeah, in my opinion, yeah. Like can't nobody that I've seen in Chicago since I've been alive, I can't think of a bigger Hispanic artist than JR. They had a movement, like everybody wanted to sound like him. If you go 5-6 years back on YouTube and look up TrenchMobb features, every feature that he did, the other artists, and no shade to them, but like the other artists sounded like him. Like everybody wanted to be like JR at one point. So like I feel like Spaz, me, JR, like the whole group, as a whole, we don't get enough credit, but especially.
But as a matter of fact, since that's the case, you would consider yourself as pioneers too, because y'all all in the same
to a certain extent, yeah. But I just feel like I don't, like you said, when I think about giving credit, I feel like me, Spaz, and JR, for sure, like the group as a whole, TrenchMobb, we were one of the bigger, like the biggest artist that's Hispanic to come out of Chicago. But you feel me? It's not a secret that JR was the big. You feel me? He was the man for that. You feel me? When we had our big run, Tweakers doing 7 million, 8 million, other song like doing 100,000 in a day. It was, you feel me? JR was the front runner for that. You feel me? He was the one behind the scenes putting in all the work, like going hard, like in the studio, staying up all night, and people wanted to be like, people loved him. You feel me? And they still do. I'm just saying, like at that time, I remember like we do a show and he'll come out and the crowd will just go insane. You feel me? So it's like I say people look past that because I feel like people look past that because he's Hispanic, because you feel me? I feel like he don't get enough credit for the stuff he accomplished.
But you also just said that that folks had a Chief Keef level influence though, and in
the Hispanic community, yeah, in my opinion, yeah. But
you see, like if you're able to compare it to such an icon, that would mean like he would still get his credit no matter what, regardless.
There's it, yeah. Like I think in the Hispanic community, he do get credit. Okay. I think a lot of people a lot of people fuck with TrenchMobb and a lot of people hate us and a lot of people love us. But I just mean as a whole, like the whole city, it was like just the Hispanic community was like thought he was the man. You feel me? But like as far as worldwide, like the amount of views to the amount of like people that was rocking with us, it just wasn't the same. You feel me? But when you see other artists that have less views, you feel me? And views not everything, but I'm just making a point that you feel me? They doing shows in Summer Jam, they doing all this stuff where I feel like Shorty was, you feel me, going crazy. He was doing millions on his own by himself, you feel me, without us.
All right, bet. Then with that being said, what do you think it would have taken to have the whole world to actually get that same credit, you know?
I just think as a whole, and it's nothing bad, it's nothing, I think it's just people don't, like, as a Hispanic artist, people already have something against you that they feel like, not everybody, but I'm saying that's like the stigma is like, you shouldn't be rapping, like, that's just what I've heard myself. I see comments and like, it's harder for a Hispanic artist to get respect in the rap game, in my opinion. If you look at it, you can't really tell me a mainstream artist that's as big as the other mainstream artist that's Hispanic. Besides, you know what I mean? Even Lefty Gunplay is a big artist in the game, but he's not nowhere near Polo or Lil Durk or JR007 or all the huge artists. There's no Hispanic artist that's that big.
Okay.
You hear me?
All right, man. And we gonna run it back a little bit, like on some history shit. Like, as far as hip hop overall, it has started off with the black community, and that's okay. And even though I'm black myself here, I get too fussed about you being black or not. It's just It's just who started and how talented you are with it. But back then, that was like it was. But then later on, it then became a such thing as white rappers, such as Eminem, and then even that was a big deal. But then as time go by, he pushed through that, and now he's one of the greatest. Right. And just like you said, just like it was a stigma back then for white rappers such as him, it's a stigma like that now with Hispanic artists, and it's been like that for a long time. For what you say,
I just think like perfect example what you just said. Eminem is like when people refer to Eminem, right? They say he's the best white rapper, right? Right. So like they don't say he's one of the best rappers. He's the best white rapper. Okay. You feel me? So like that whole the stigma, I don't have a problem with it. It just that's the problem is like you get categorized as like, oh, they're the best Hispanic rappers, but they not up there with rappers. We're just Hispanic rappers. Is how the world look at it. You know? It's just like if it was like Slim Jesus, people was like he cold, but he cold for a white boy. Right. But he's not just cold. He's cold for a white boy. You know what I mean? But the thing with him is he was capping with that shit. Right. Yeah. So I was just bringing him up because that's the only white rapper I could think about besides Eminem. Okay. But like, you feel me? You could have all the talent in the world and the rap game is not even all about talent anyway. You hear me? So at that point, it doesn't matter about skin color. It's more of like, you just catch your wave. You hear me?
And why do you feel like it's not about talent anymore?
I feel like nowadays, well, I can't really say for sure, but I just feel like I see, not even us, like us out of the picture. I see other people that I listen to on a daily basis, and I be like, how are they not up? Like, they're more talented than a lot of other people I see, in my opinion. Like,
I agree.
Everything I say is my opinion because I don't want people to take it and feel like, you hear me? Oh, but you hear me?
No, you ain't wrong for your opinion.
Like it's artists from New York and from Cali that I'll be listening to, and I'll be like, damn, like, how is they not on? You hear me? Like, how are they not bigger than what they is? So I feel like it's who you know, and the game is just a crazy game. Like, we done been through all that. You hear me? We done been to the big label offices. We done recorded in their studios. We done sat down with major label execs, the biggest executives.
And that right there is a sign about how that stigma doesn't really hold much on you, because you was able to break through that, get to major labels.
We did that, and I realized that, you know, major labels is good. There's nothing wrong with them, but it's just not always the best option. It's better to do it on your own if you can do it on your own. You hear me?
And I agree with that, Steve, because I interviewed Lil Easy earlier this year. He was telling me how, at first, before he even signed the deal, he was making $60K a month off United Master streaming. And then that's when he signed the deal, and for 2 years straight, he hasn't been able to release nothing.
That's how it was. A lot more backstory. It was a huge ordeal, but that's kind of how the situation was for us. Like, we could drop music, you hear me, but it was like, I felt like we had rules, you hear me? Like, before we had signed a deal, we kind of did whatever we wanted, like drop a video when we feel like it. Then when you get signed, it's a lot of rules and shit that goes into play behind the scenes where you got to do this and clear this and do it. It take the fun out of it. It take the fun and it take the love out of it, to me, because then it turned into like an actual job, you know. And don't nobody want to work.
I mean,
like don't nobody want to work a job.
Yeah. Okay.
You hear me? Like,
at least now,
Nothing wrong.
No. That's correct. Nobody wants to work a job where they're not running it.
Yeah, like don't know, like if I make a song and I shoot the video,
right,
and I want to drop it, I can't because they're telling me I got to do this or I got to do that first or when they ready. So it's like, don't nobody want to do that, especially when. Like, let me rephrase what I said. Not that it's not that I didn't want to work, because I believe that the harder you get what you put in. You hear me?
Right.
You put 100%, you don't get 100%.
Yeah.
But it was like, we sit in the studio till 1 a.m. Is our work. You hear me? Right. So how could another person tell me what to do with my stuff? You hear me? Like, that was the biggest problem. So once we got out of all that nonsense, if you got a name like that, you gonna make money, bro. Like, you don't need a label to make money.
And as you see, the hard work still paid off. Because look at you, you come do iced out chains and watches.
Yeah, like, over time, that money it's a trade off. You either go make a bunch of money up front and you can't do nothing else for a little bit, or you just over time you gonna make your money, bro. Like, that shit gonna come. It's just different ways, different things for different people.
But also, coming from you as an artist who was once signed, what was the biggest lessons that you learned out of it?
Pretty much what we just said. Like, it's more of like, it just all depends on your deal too.
Okay,
like,
that does depend.
And we didn't get dropped. Like, we never got dropped. We had completed what we had to complete and moved on. Like, we didn't sign anything else again after that, because we learned what we learned, and we were blessed enough to move on from that. Some people don't ever get out of that deal, and if they do, it's like stuff behind the scenes that I don't know about, because I wasn't in that situation. So,
and I'm glad you guys were able to realize what type of deals y'all signed and was able to get the most out of it, because numerous artists that I've interviewed or has done interviews always speaks on how they signed a deal and it went left. But that's also because they don't even know the business themselves.
Yeah, like, and we knew enough, but not. We just didn't know what to expect, you know? You're young and you get a major, you feel me, like we never signed like a major, like to a huge company, like a 360 deal. We never did nothing like that. But, you feel me, you learn from like what you go through, you feel me? And that situation taught me that you can make money without having that behind you. That's going to push you, that label going to push you clout-wise. But if it depends on what you're looking for, you hear me?
For sure. As far as deals goes, what would you recommend artists to sign?
Like whatever works for them.
Oh, literally whatever works for them.
Like, because it's too many different outcomes. You feel me? Like if you looking for the quick way to fame, like if 300 come to you like, oh, you gonna be the top artist. Ooh, they give you a lot of money up front, and you looking to get famous today, tomorrow, and you got the talent and the shit put to the side that you could keep flooding the streets. That might work for you. But if you more don't care about like. It's a lot of the shit behind the scenes, so it's hard to say. But I'm saying, like, if you don't mind, and let's say you making 8, 9, 10 bands off your music on YouTube, there's no point to sign it. What you signing for? You're gonna be all right. You making over 6 figures a year, and all you gotta do is post it on YouTube. You're good.
Yeah, literally.
So like, as I'm saying, like, it's just up to you. Now, if somebody came to me with a $10 million deal, that's probably for me. You feel me? But like, if somebody come to you with $500K, and you already making 7,000, 8,000 a month on YouTube, I mean, that's gonna take you 2 years to do the same thing, and you could just keep doing what you're doing. You don't have to answer to nobody. It's gonna take a couple years to get to that same amount of money. Right. Just whatever works for you.
All right, for sure. Now, let me ask you this: as far as the music that's coming out from the Hispanic community to Chicago, how much of an influence would you say Hispanic artists that makes either drill music or wherever category you put it? How much of an influence would you say it has on the Chicago scene overall?
What you mean, like what does the Hispanic music have on the whole?
Yeah, on the whole city music, because Chicago overall, the music that we put out influences the whole world,
right?
We big in Chicago to our own eyes, but we're also big in other cities. So as far as Chicago music from the Hispanic community to the rest of the world, how much of an influence we say it has on the rest of the world?
I think not just Chicago, but the whole music game always has waves, right?
Right.
Like, remember when Lil Baby first came out?
Right.
It was all about the guitar beats, like the guitar, like Roddy Ricch, Lil Baby, Gunna, like it was all that type of music. If you listen to it, you know what I'm talking about. It's all
I was just
saucy, melodic, like rap, but it was like guitars and piano. Now it's more drill for the most part. So I think every city kind of follows a wave, but they all have their own style. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like New York is always gonna be or not always, but New York has always sounded like that while we've been alive. Chicago always had that gritty like drill music, but it didn't. Is New York drill and Chicago drill is different. It sounds different. Mm-hmm. Texas got their own thing. Florida got their own sound. Cali got their own sound. So like our music, I think our music just turned people up to want to be savages, and that's like from the King Von, the VonOff1700, Love Foe, Chief Keef, like all that drill music. People want to do drill shit like in the U.S. That's what they want to do. Hispanic.
In the U.S.
I'm saying like that, like the music, like people in the U.S. that listen to Chicago music. That's it's a wave of.
So this influenced the whole nation.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, look at all the big artists. A lot of the biggest artists is from Chicago. King Von, Lil Durk, Chief Keef, G Herbo,
Polo,
Juice WRLD, Polo.
Juice.
Like a lot of the biggest artists is from Chicago. So like, of course, our music influences the whole United States. It's people overseas listening to the shit. You hear me? Like, Chicago music is global.
All right, bet. And who from Chicago influenced you besides JR? If there is somebody else.
I like Durk. I like Polo. I like Cowboy. I think Lil Zay. Like I like the artists that rap about something. You know, like I don't like music. I don't want to hear about the same shit over and over every time. Like you could talk about the same shit. Let's say Durk, right? Durk talk about a lot of the same shit, but he's telling a story without telling a story. You mean King Von really tell a story on a song. Mm-hmm. But like Durk, you could listen to what he's saying, and if you've been in the trenches or the hood or whatever you want to call it, you could relate to it. Mm. So it's like I like listening to that. Cowboy, Lil Zay, Durk, Herbo, Polo, like all the artists from Chicago that actually talk about something.
Okay. So you like listening to music from artists that makes relatable music.
Yeah, like that has like what's the word? Like I don't know the word.
Content?
Yeah,
context.
Yeah, like they actually talking about something that's like real. Like I don't want to just hear about random this and that and this and that. I don't be want to hear that.
Okay, bet. And with that being said, just thinking about the artists, would you say that we have now? That's coming up? Would you say they deliver music that actually sounds like they're rapping about something? You know?
I mean, they got some good songs. I know it's a lot of artists coming up out of Chicago that I listen to that's decent. I mean,
and salute to all of them, by the way.
Yeah, for sure. Salute to everybody working. You feel me? I ain't got no from all over the world. Like y'all going crazy, keep going crazy. Like, but I feel like a lot of the time, everybody kind of not sound the same, but they talk about the same thing. Everybody, we fall under that umbrella sometimes. You feel me? Like everybody talk. We all.
Also, everybody talking about the
think
same
about
thing.
it like this: a lot of rappers, they've been through shit that other rappers been through. You feel me?
Right.
So it's hard to not talk about that same shit. You feel me? Because we all going through it. But it's the way you do it. You know, like if you really going through that shit and you talking your shit, you gonna know. You feel me? Whoever listening to it, they gonna know if it's genuine or if you just putting shit on the beat. You feel me?
Right.
So.
And considering what you said, if it's a genuine put on a beat, you also said earlier that Chicago music has influenced the nation overall to want to turn up and be savage and shit, right? And focusing on Outwest specifically, you also said that Outwest started off as getting money to do what we just said, and Von in particular said Lil Fo is the reason why Outwest even acts like that, as far as wanting to come out with drill music. Like his exact words.
I ain't gonna lie, Lil Fo, like that's he not wrong. Like
so, Lil Fo single-handedly turned Outwest from money getters into drill.
Now I'm not saying that exactly, but he not wrong. Like Von, if he said that, he not wrong because
he said in an interview.
Yeah, when I'm thinking about it, before Lil Fo, it was still like bopping music, and it was nobody from out west rapping like how he was rapping at that time. Nobody. Everybody was on that bopping wave out west. So yeah, I mean, technically, yeah, if you gonna tip your hat to him, Lil Fo did that for out west. He started that wave of like that drill shit or that tough like killer music, basically. I mean, I can't think of nothing else to describe it, but yeah, he did that for the West Side.
But like you said, it was a bop era before that, and even though you in particular said you can't dance, there's other artists who made bop, like Stunt Taylor, for example. He came out with Fifi on the Block. Even though he did no type of dancing, that song still provoked bopping energy.
Yeah. So I mean, I ain't gonna lie, all that music, to me, that shit was raw. Like,
yeah, I agree.
I loved all that shit. I ain't hating on it.
And, did you ever come up with bop music?
I did. I got some old shit on YouTube, but I don't be. That was when I was young. That was before I really like took the shit. I was just fucking around. But it's decent though. It's on there. It's some bopping shit on YouTube. Now
tell me this though. If as far as drill overall, they started with the 2009 to 2012. That's what went viral and everything. And still to this day it lasts. Bopping era, that started 2013, 2014, and it ended by the time it was 2018. What's stopping anybody from out west bringing it back?
I think just it's like the stigma of like if you dance. It's the stigma of like if you dancing or if you bopping like that you a hoe or something like that. I would assume. I swear I would assume that they think that's like some weak shit. I don't know. I can't say it. I don't think nothing wrong with it.
Okay, like you can come out with it then, right? Or no, come make more of it for the world, right?
I mean, it's just not a thing. Like it's not a thing that people are attracted to no more. I think it was just like a phase.
But put it like this though. We got the bop era that's meant for dancing.
Mm-hmm.
Nowadays, if you want to see some viral dances or start some dancing challenges, we got TikTok.
Right.
So now this would be perfect for that. Why not come up with some TikTok dance that involves some bop music?
I don't know. That's a good question.
See what I'm saying? Like, if we literally got a social media platform that's mostly it can be for whatever. It can be for whatever. Educational purposes, cooking purposes, music purposes, but dancing purposes for the most part. Why not we all just come back with it?
That's a good question. I can't answer it. I don't know. I can't tell you.
Okay.
I don't think nothing wrong with it myself.
Since you don't think nothing wrong with it, would you at least try it?
I'll make some bop shit.
All right, there you go. So
like, that ain't, you feel me? For me, I also started making music for myself anyway. Like, you feel me? Like, I was making shit that I wanted to hear. So, like, I made bop music then, and I make bop song. If I found the beat that I like, I'm gonna make the bop song. It shit don't affect me. I don't care what other, like, what's hot or what people want to hear. I'm gonna make what I feel like I want to make. Like,
as you should, I wouldn't encourage nothing less than that. Like, always put out music that's comfortable with you. I mean, don't forget, you do have an audience that you want to keep around. Yeah. So give them what they want to hear, but always make sure that you put out music that's gonna best suit you and not anyone else. All right, now let's talk about this then. Considering the artists that we do have out now, and another thing. As of now, the artists that's trending, they're all under the age of 20 or 21. For what I've seen. And that goes to show, as of right now, the youth got it as far as the music. Like, the music game, they're looking for youthful rappers.
Yeah.
Do you agree with that statement?
For the most part. Yeah.
Okay, bet.
I think it's always been like that though.
All right.
Like, for the most part. Now wait.
It's always been like that?
I just feel like even when I was younger, like when I was 15, it wasn't no rappers that was like 30. I mean, it was a couple, but like most of the time, like Soulja Boy was young, like Chief Keef was young, Durk was young at the time. Like when they first came out, Durk was what, 23? Chief Keef was 17, 16. Like, them was our biggest artists growing up. So like a lot of the artists was young. NLE Choppa, like, you feel me? So I just think it's always been like that for the most part. It's been a couple older guys. Montana 300.
Oh, you met him?
I never met him, but I know he's older.
Oh yeah. Oh you? As a matter of fact, today is his actual birthday. He turned 30. He turned 38 today.
I don't know him, but
yeah, but
I just know he was one of the at the time when he had his run, that crazy run. He was older at the time. I know that.
Yeah, but that also goes to show that it's not an age limit to to being a successful rapper. Yeah, it's
not an age limit to do successful anything. It's just people look at it a certain way, but that doesn't mean you can't do it. You know. Oh,
and how old are you as of now?
As of now, 27.
Hey, that's what's up. Salute to you. And just to be clear for anybody over the age of 25, 26, 30, whatever the case. There is nothing wrong with the age that you currently are. And I'm saying this because a lot of people feel like they have to hide their age as if it's something to be ashamed of. People my age, 22 or younger, they're dying at the age that we at a young age, and that's sad. So the goal is to make it to this age.
I think part of it though is like you said. So on a business side, people, like when you was just saying, like people be hiding it or they be whatever.
Yeah, they do hide their age.
It's because of that. It's the business side. Like I know rappers that on they file or whatever say that's not their age, but it's because of business. You hear me? Like they label want them to
wait. Niggas be lying about the ages?
Not like the labels do.
So the labels will lie about the artist's age.
Yeah, of course. I knew when I was a kid, it was a couple of actors that had came. I forgot, but it was one of them famous actors. I forget if it was. I don't know. It was a girl actor, and I thought she was only like 31 or something. That girl was like 37. They be lying because who wants to watch a music video of a 40-year-old? You hear me? They want to watch. You hear me? That's just the truth. Like, who want to watch a music video of a 38-year-old? They want to watch something relatable. They want to watch that young shit because they young.
But also think about it like this: once you make it in the industry, and as long as you make sure you stay relevant, no matter how old you get, niggas gonna keep listening to you.
No.
So you really think
look, how many times? Look, perfect example, Meek, right? Meek Mill.
Meek Mill.
I'm gonna stand behind him. I fuck with Meek Mill. But a lot of people don't like him no more for whatever the case may be. But I guarantee if he wasn't, because he's older too, ain't he like 33, 32, whatever?
He is in his 30s.
You hear me? If he was 25, I'm pretty sure people would still be listening to his music. They just they just mark him off for whatever. I don't know the.
So you really?
I fuck with Meek.
It's salute to Meek. Salute to Meek.
I fuck with Meek.
But you believe other people stop listening to Meek just because
I don't think that's the only reason. I just feel like they feel like he's like washed or like he's done. Like that's how I remember at one point they looked at Durk like that. Remember he was popping. I don't know the years. You feel me? I don't be paying attention, but remember he had that first run. This ain't what you want. Shit like that.
2013.
And then he kind of like started not falling off, but like people wasn't really listening to him for a little bit. Then he came back when Von started going crazy. He made a crazy comeback.
That is
true. But people, I know because I live. You hear me?
Yeah, I know.
People was writing Durk off like, oh, he old, like he washed up because he was what at the time he was like 28 because that was like 3-4 years ago. He was like 28. Durk like 31 now, 32.
Yeah.
People was writing him off. And around the world, they probably don't see it. But if you're in Chicago,
I see it.
You heard like people was Durk.
It was like that with me.
Yeah, Durk washed.
I stopped listening to Durk once the SoundCloud
exactly. That's what I'm saying. So you hear me? If Durk was, let's say Durk did This Ain't What You Want, and let's just say time froze, and he's still 24, people's gonna go crazy about Durk. You hear me? Like just the fact that he's older. He just got to run now. He's going crazy.
Free Durk. Yeah, but at that time, because he got older, niggas.
Yeah, I feel like people stopped fucking with him because that's part of the reason.
Okay, babe. Okay, so think about all the artists that's hot right now. As a Von, Chucky, Fatso, King, Star Bands, all of them. Do you believe if they get to the point where they're 25, 26, 27, or close to their 30s, people will really stop listening to them?
I don't think people going to... Here, I'm going to say it like this. I'm going to give you another example. Watch this.
I bet.
I don't think they're going to stop listening to them. I just think that they're not going to be as popping as they was. You feel me? Because they're older. Look at, for example, in rap music, in music, you have your main like run, right? And that don't mean that you fall off. Like people lately, they be blowing me on Instagram because everybody in this world now is like, if you not number one on the chart or you not hitting 1 million views in a day, that you fell off, right?
That is,
but like that's not the case. Like,
and I hate that shit too.
Falling off is you going broke or you not getting no views. Like it's a difference between people enjoying their life and they did, like, for example, when the last time you heard, I'll say one of my favorite artists, when the last time you heard Polo drop a song in three songs in 6 months? He dropped maybe one song every couple months. But it's because he probably enjoying his life. He didn't did all the work. He didn't put all the work in. He good. He chilling. You hear me? Yeah. So that don't mean he fell off.
Oh, just, yeah.
You get what I'm saying? Like,
it's in Polo 26.
That's what I'm saying. But like, that don't mean he fell off though.
It doesn't mean he fell off.
He's still one of the coldest rappers. It just, he chilling. Like,
yeah.
What, like, you feel me? It's just like if you in on a sports team, if you put your work in and you made your net, you a starter. Like, ain't no way you getting off the bench. You don't gotta, you feel me, go out there and get 40 every night. Go ahead, get your 20 and call it a game.
But that's like, also another thing though. Like, artists will get on, like they'll be young, put in the work, doing everything they can to get on. They get on, then they take a break and start chilling and shit, and then that be the reason why.
Well, yeah, but and that's what I'm saying. That's where people like the listeners feel like you fell off. It's not a fall off if you fall back. It's a difference. Like, I ain't gonna say his name, but it's one artist we all know that fell off, right? Like, he not from Chicago.
Okay, not from Chicago.
Yeah, he not from Chicago. He just not it. Like, everybody be clowning him. The little YBN dude.
Okay, Namir.
Everybody be clowning him.
Damn,
that's a fall off though.
Namir and Jay.
That's a fall off because he was actively still dropping music and just it wasn't going. It was trash music. It wasn't going nowhere. You get me? And I ain't saying that.
And I'm not saying that this. That's just an example.
Like, but I'm just giving you the example. That's a fall off.
But also another thing, he came out with Soul Train, and a lot of people feel like that was a trash song. But then that ended up bringing the most views.
Right, but it brought views because it was comedy. Like, the shit was so garbage. It was like, you hear me? Right. That's a fall off. You dropping trash music back to back to back to back.
The thing is with that song particularly, that song had more dislikes than likes. Right. And then that shit had so many dislikes, it got to a point where YouTube removed the dislike button just so the sole fact that.
So if you still say you don't get as many views because you haven't dropped a song in a long time, right? Okay. If your song is still raw, you ain't fall off. You just that's what I'm saying. So like, people like, and you got to be on to fall off. Like, you gotta be people be saying we didn't fall off. We had a lot of shit going on that shouldn't have went on, you feel me? And if you're a fan, you know what I'm talking about. And on top of that, we did a bunch of shit. We moved to Cali, we did all this shit, and then for a little bit we was chilling. Like, We was enjoying life. You feel me? So
all right.
But when we drop music, I bet that shit still be decent. Like it still be raw. People still listen to it. So it's not that we fell out. We just fell back for a little bit. And a lot of artists do that. And a lot of people, you feel me? If you go to jail, you feel me? I guarantee y'all the next song Lil Zay drop be raw.
Yes.
You feel me?
Yes.
But he ain't drop a song in a year because he been locked up. But that's not a fall off. Because the next shit he gonna drop gonna be hard. I bet it's gonna turn the city up.
But another thing with Lil Zay is, even though he was in jail, he was still always getting talked about through the media.
Right, yeah.
So a lot of artists also don't be having that media push behind them.
Yeah. But that's what I mean. Like, I hate it for a lot of artists, us included. Like, people be counting you out because of something that, like, it's not like you just started dropping weak music. It's just shit be going on, and we humans too. So, like, we can't just put out 1,000 songs in a couple months. You feel me? Like, shit be going on. So.
And that's fair and that's logical. You got a point. So, with that being said, though, unless you are actually at the top of your game and at the top of the industry and at the top of the world, there's no such thing as you falling off if you're just taking a small break.
Yeah, and especially if you didn't get all the way up there. You know what I mean? If you, let's say, like, I be trying not to use examples because I don't be wanting to use the wrong example. But, like, let's say you got 100,000 followers, right?
Right.
You up there, but you not there, though. You feel me? Like, 1 million followers is like you there. Like, you ain't no falling off from there. You feel me? You big, you big. You feel me? If you got 1 million followers, you up there. Like, ain't no going really back from that. But if you got 100,000, like, you really ain't make it to that level to fall off. Like, you achieved a lot. You did a lot of shit, and you made it far, but you didn't make it to the college level. You feel me? You ain't make it to the NBA yet. That's how I look at it.
That's a nice way to look at it. All right,
or you could say you made it to the NBA, but you ain't get to the finals. You feel me? The finals is you that dude. Like, you up there with the big dogs.
All right, man.
You can't fall off if you made it to the league. Like, if you made it to the point you signing majors, like, you made it to the league.
All right, man. Let me ask you this. Let me ask you this then. There's a lot of artists who has over 100,000 followers with their pages, but these are also artists who's not in the industry yet and not in the league yet. So would you say, even though these guys are known artists and everything, they're still not at the top of their game? They still got a lot of work to do.
Yeah, for sure. Like, I think.
Okay. So with that being said, go ahead. I don't want to cut you off. Go ahead.
No, I was say, like, a lot of people, you got to make sure, like, a lot of times people be inflating them little followers and them likes and shit. And people be
niggas do be front.
So, like, but if you do, say you do got 100,000, your shit legit.
Right.
You getting there. You hear me? Like, you a top prospect in the NCAA. You in the college league. You one of the names in college.
All right.
But you ain't, like, once you get to like 500K million, like, once you up there, now you in the league. Like,
okay, over 500K. All right, man.
Yeah, like, I don't got like an exact cutoff, but I'm saying, like, once you in the league, you in the league. Like, how you gonna fall off? You done did, like, if an NBA player go to the NBA and they let him go, right?
Right.
And he go home and let's say he getting real estate or he making money, he feeding his family. What more? He done did it. I made it to the league. I made it to the highest you could go. Just because I ain't played for 20 years don't mean, you hear me? I still did it. So it's like, that's how I look at it. Like, once you get to that level where you a big name and you signing with a label and you got this and that, like, you made it. Like, can't hate on that.
All right, bet. With that being said, for some of you guys, y'all still not in the league yet. Y'all not in the finals. So stop acting Hollywood with them followers.
Y'all need them rings, man.
Yeah, so stop acting Hollywood with them followers. I'm trying to tell y'all. Y'all see I don't. Y'all see I don't.
Oh, bro.
But all right, though. Now, check this out, then. Let me ask you another question as far as like Chicago overall. And then we're going to move on. Now, I've interviewed artists from Chicago, right? And a Lil Easy specifically, but he once did an interview in 2021 saying Chicago lacks originality because everybody was being repetitive, saying the same things. As you said before, I recently got with him this year, and after reminding him of his statement, he says the artists that we have now, like Fatso, T-Ski, and Chucky, they brought originality back. And basically, he did say the whole youth of Chicago that's been rapping right now and going crazy with it, they brought originality back to Chicago. So, from your perspective, before the youth, was Chicago lacking originality?
To me, I don't think so. I feel like you can't lack originality when Chicago started that sound. Like, you hear me? Like, that's what it is. Like, you hear me? There's no, like, Chief Keef. Like, I keep bringing it up. Chief Keef, Durk, Herb, even the other side, like FBG Duck and them, like all that, they music.
Oh, both sides.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, they music, that was the influence. Like, that was the Chicago sound. You hear me? All
right.
of them, and everybody that was under them and around them, that was the Chicago sound. That's what the music was coming out of Chicago. So anybody that sound like them, yeah, I mean, they're not original, but like the sound as a whole, that's the Chicago sound. Like, you can't not be original. Like, that's an original sound. You hear me? We started that sound. Not we, but you know, the city started that sound. So that's original enough for me.
I bet.
But yeah, the shorties out south is going crazy, like on the music. Like,
and you specifically saying out south.
Yeah, I mean out west too. Like,
there we go.
No, Von go crazy, but it's not a lot. It's not a lot of rappers out west that's raw right now. Like, to me.
Whoa, okay. Von, DCG now.
Von.
Lil Chris.
Yeah.
Fucking baby go. I got give folks his
No, yeah, like, it's decent. It's good rap, but I'm saying out south, they got the wave right now. Like, they going crazy. Like, all of them.
But as of right now, the biggest artist is an out west artist, which is Von.
Yeah, but that's one. They got like 10. Like, I'm saying, like, they got like 10 shorties that's going crazy.
Okay, fine.
Baby Chief do what's his name?
Okay, Baby Chief do it.
He from out south too, right?
As a matter of fact, that's another thing. It's another thing. It's not even. It's to the point where now it's artists who's from the suburbs of Chicago that's being a trend.
What's and think about look, even the ones that passed away. What's the other Lil Jeff?
Jeff, may rest in peace.
Q50 rapping. What's the other boy?
Q50.
What you said? Schoon. Yeah, he passed away.
May rest in peace.
They had to, like, out south. They rapping their ass off right now. Like, out west got a couple rappers. You feel me? But nothing like. Not as many as out south.
So do you feel like even now to this day, out south artists is still overshining other sides of the city?
I think they overshine it because they raw. You feel me? I'm not saying it like they weak, but they just also have the connection of all the big artists from Chicago is from out south. You feel me? So somehow they all connected somehow. Whether they into with them or whether they know somebody that knows them, they all connected somehow. I don't know how because I'm not from out there. But
so do you feel like if out west, up north, and over east overall was to have just as many connections as out south did?
I would say this. I would say, and I could be wrong, but we gonna mark this interview, and in a year or two, I want to come back and see if I was right. But right. I promise you, let Von keep going crazy, right? Like, let Von keep doing his thing.
Right.
And the bigger he get, watch how in the next 2 years, it's gonna be a lot of out west artists come up. Watch. It's because, and we gonna mark that. We gonna timestamp it because there's nobody right now out west that has blown up like that. You hear me? There's nobody to connect to.
All right, say less.
Out south, you got all them rappers from 10 years ago. All of them is somehow connected. So if Von keep going crazy, you hear me? Slowly but surely, it's gonna be a lot of out west artists that start coming up behind him. Because it's a connection. You hear me?
Say less. March 3rd, 2026. We're gonna be right here, right back. And I
could be wrong, but that's what I believe. I think that's true.
We taking a safe bet here. We taking a safe bet. We just giving it time. So we gonna see what happens in a year span. Say less. And I'm remember this. I'm gonna personally remember this here too, just so we can talk about it.
I'm gonna show you. Watch.
All right, say
screenshot it.
Hey, say less. As a matter of fact, you got my number. You can even text it to me or call me. It's just show. But all right, though. Now we just talked about a nice amount of things here in this short span of an hour, and this is all good topics and everything. But one thing I feel like that's got to be talked about no matter what is your health mentally. How are you feeling mentally?
I feel good now. I feel like I had a lot of in the last year, I was getting into businesses, getting into real estate. I was doing other stuff to kind of. I feel like after. If you know, you know, but after the certain situations that be going on, it's like it kind of took the love out of the music, you know, like it just a lot of shit happened and a lot of shit went on that wasn't planned. So it's like I've been dropping music here and there, but I was focusing on like I was learning that a lot of this shit, like it's a lot of ways to make money. You feel me? And you can make a lot of money doing other shit. I thought rap was gonna be the only way. You feel me? And I was learning, and I learned, and now it's like I feel 10 times better, and I feel like this whole time I've been making music, so it just ain't been getting dropped. You know what I mean? I've been a little lazy. I take the blame for that, but I just feel like everything is good now, so all that music finna come out now. I'm in a better.
Say less. And I'm glad you're feeling better, cause a lot can happen, and you never know what anyone else is going through. So it's always a point to check up on them, you know. Now, at this time, I would ask if you wouldn't mind giving shout outs to a few artists I was just randomly name drop, whatever the case may be. But I'm gonna leave it up to you. So as of right now, is there any way that you want to give any special shout outs to? Now's the time for that.
Just shout out to all the artists in Chicago. I'm a Chicago supporter, so shout out to all the artists working hard and just keep going. You feel me? It's doable. And shout out JR, free TB, free PG Strap. Shout out Felly Gats. All the rappers. You feel me? Gremlin, all my homies. You feel me? M-Sav, everybody. Pronto, free Pronto.
Oh yeah, free.
Anybody I didn't mention, I know I love you. You hear me? But yeah, it'd be too many. But I just be running through my head like trying to think of it. Yeah. If I forgot, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I don't blame you. And I just did an interview not too long, but like my damn self, I did my own personal interview not too long ago, and it got to the point where I had to shout out people, and then it's like, damn, I can't even name everybody.
Shout out Tsunamis, DJ Jaydoe, you feel me? Like all the people that's involved in this, at least for me, all the people that's involved with me, I want them to prosper and shine too. You feel me? So
for sure.
If I forget, my apologies. You feel me?
All right, bet. And now for the final most important question of all, that's TCW feedback, your Chicago A feedback. You did not have to do this interview, but you definitely chose to do so on your own terms, and I definitely do appreciate you for that. And I ain't gonna lie, this is one of the best conversations I ever had, and I would like to have more like this. If you don't mind coming back for a part two, we can definitely talk about it more time.
I appreciate everything y'all do for Chicago. You feel me? Like before this interview, when we sat down, or we didn't sit down, but when we had conversations in the DM, you feel me? Yeah. It was always genuine, and it was never no favoritism as far as, you feel me? Yeah. Like you said, when they be saying like, oh, Hispanics don't get no love, like I can't say that because I be seeing it. Like I pay attention, you feel me, to all the pages. I feel like you be posting some Hispanic people. It's just there's not that many Hispanic rappers. That's going crazy. You can't post something that's not there, you feel me?
And that's another thing about me. I post what I see. Yeah. I don't make up posts. That's what I'm saying. I don't make up posts. I post what I see.
I mean, when you posted us for the first time, it wasn't even like we asked you. So that's clearly your eye to the, you feel me? You see
and I saw it.
What it is, like.
Yeah, but you show. And it's crazy because it's like I didn't know I would get to this point where I do interviews, but I knew at that time one day, like whenever I do get a chance to sit down or I get a chance to talk to y'all, if I will get more than just a picture, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. But all right, though, is there anything specific that you do like about the page, though?
Yeah, I mean, I like that. I support, like I said, I'm a supporter of Chicago. Like anybody, I'm not, even if it's somebody that I don't know, I still want to see them do good because they from where I'm from. You know, we from the city. Like, if you live here and you grew up here, you know it's nothing really good here besides downtown. Like, you know what I'm talking about. Oh, yeah, like I want to see them do good. If you got a way to get out, get out. You feel me? Get your money and do your thing. So, you feel me? The page itself, I feel like it's a great platform for people that don't have a voice to have a voice. You feel me? Because if you're not up there yet, it's hard to get attention. You feel me? Without having somebody big behind you. So when your page is at 100,000, that's 100,000 eyes that, you feel me, on the city.
And as far as the dashboard goes, I recently reached 16.5 million. So now it's to the point where 16 million people all over the world is a tool.
Right, but especially Chicago. Like me, I wouldn't know about a lot of these artists that's from here if I didn't follow the page because you feel me? That's in tune with, it's not just mainstream, it's in tune with everybody that's here. You feel me?
Yeah.
So it's respectable. I fuck with it.
And I appreciate you not minding the fact that I focus on more than just the ones that's already known, because I personally feel like if you only focus on what's known, what's gonna happen when they not here no more?
Hey, a lot of people, even us, like any artist you think of, they was unknown at one point. You feel me? So like, if you don't, just because you don't have a lot of followers or just because you don't like get a lot of views, that don't mean you're not a good rapper or that you're a good or that you don't have talent. You feel me? You just ain't been heard yet. Sorry.
Yeah. And for improvement reasons, is there anything about the page that you don't like?
Not really. Not that I see. I would say, like I said, like everybody deserves to get a chance, but it just sometimes I be like, damn, what the fuck, like. I'm trying to think of a situation, like, because I don't think it's your page specifically.
Okay.
But it be things I see of, like, other pages that be posting shit, and I be like, I don't know how the fuck they got on there, like. But I ain't no hater, though, you feel me? They got on there somehow. It just, that's the only thing is, like, keep it, my opinion, just, like, you want to keep it, like, a respectable page. Like, you want to make sure that if you get on that page, that it means something, you know?
Yeah,
because if anybody can get on there, it don't mean nothing. Anybody can get on there. You hear me?
Okay, and I try to be as fair as I can be, but I also tell people you gotta have valuable reasons.
Yeah,
you know?
That's all. Other than that, it's great. Ain't nothing wrong with it.
For sure. All right, bet. With that being said, any final remarks, any final comments, or anything you want to get off the chest to let people know?
Yeah, no, y'all go follow TrenchMobb773. Follow Lil Jaydoe. All that music finna get dropped this year. It's the big one. You feel me? Other than that, just gonna rock out.
Say less, and thank you for your time, my brother. You will always and forever be a part of the Chicago wave, and you are the second Hispanic artist from Chicago that I've interviewed, and you set a world record for the wave, and I hope more follows up behind that.
Sure.
And I just can't wait to see where the future what the future holds for both of us.
Come on.
With that being said, I'll see you out here in these streets if I see you. Ciao.
Chicago wave, what's your message to the youth?
There's a million things I can say to them, but if there's one thing that they need to know that I feel like they should know, I'm here for them.